Yeshayahu, or Isaiah, chapter 31. Woe to those who go down to Mitzrayim for help and rely on horses, who trust in chariots because they're many, and in horsemen because they're very strong, but who do not look to the set-apart one of Israel, nor seek Yehovah. And he is also wise, and has brought evil, and has not turned aside his words. And he shall rise up against the house of evildoers, and against the help of workers of wickedness. And the Mitzrites are men, and not El, and their horses are flesh, and not spirit. And when Yehovah stretches out his hand, both he who helps shall stumble, and he who is helped shall fall, and they shall all fall together. For this is what Yehovah has said to me: as a lion roars, and a young lion over his prey, though a band of shepherds is called out against him, he's not afraid of their voice, nor disturbed by their noise. So Yehovah of hosts shall come down to fight upon Mount Zion and upon its hill. Like hovering birds, so does Yehovah of hosts protect Yerushalayim, protecting and delivering, passing over and rescuing. Turn back to him from whom the children of Israel have deeply fallen away. For in that day, let each man reject his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which your own hands have made for yourselves as a sin. And Asher shall fall by a sword, not of man, and a sword not of mankind shall devour him. But he shall flee from the sword, and his young men shall become slave labor, and his strength pass away because of fear, and his commander shall be afraid of the banner, declares Yehovah, whose light is in Zion, and whose furnace is in Jerusalem. Chapter 32. See, a sovereign shall reign in righteousness, and rulers rule in right ruling. And each one shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a shelter from the downpour, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. And the eyes of those who see are not dim, and the ears of those who hear listen. And the heart of the rash understand knowledge, and the tongue of the stammerers hurries to speak plainly. A fool is no longer called noble, nor the scoundrel said to be respectable. For a fool speaks folly, and his heart works wickedness, to practice filthiness, and to speak against Yehovah that which misleads, to starve the being of the hungry, and to withhold the drink from the thirsty. And the methods of the scoundrel are evil. He's devised wicked plans to destroy the poor with words of falsehood, even when the needy pleads for right ruling. But the generous one devises what is generous, and by generous deeds he rises up. Rise up, you women who are at ease. Hear my voice. Rise up, you complacent daughters. Listen to my speech. In a little more than a year you shall be troubled, you complacent women, for the grape harvest shall fail. The ingathering shall not come. Tremble, you women who are at ease. Be troubled, you complacent ones. Strip yourselves, make yourselves bare, and gird sackcloth on your waists. Lament upon the breasts for the pleasant fields, for the fruit-bearing vine. Weeds and thorn bushes come up over the ground of my people, indeed, over all the houses of joy, the city of revelry. For the place is abandoned, the crowded city deserted. Hill and watchtower serve as caves forever, a joy of wild donkeys, a pasture of flocks. until the Spirit is poured upon us from on high, and the wilderness shall become garden land, and the garden land be reckoned as a forest. Then right ruling shall dwell in the wilderness, and righteousness remain in the garden land. The work of righteousness shall be peace, and the service of righteousness be rest and safety forever. And my people shall dwell in a home of peace and in safe dwellings, and in undisturbed resting places, even when hail shall fall, felling the forest, and the city be brought low in humiliation. Blessed are you who sow beside all waters, who send out the foot of the ox and the donkey. Chapter 33. Woe to you, ravager, while you have not been ravaged, and you treacherous, while they have not betrayed you. When you've ceased ravaging, you shall be ravaged, and when you stop betraying, they shall betray you. O YHVH, show us favor, for we have waited for you. Be their arm every morning, our deliverance also in time of distress. At the noise of the rumbling, the people shall flee. When you lift yourself up, the nations shall be scattered, and your plunder shall be gathered like the gathering of the caterpillar. As locusts rush about, they rush upon them. YHVH is exalted, for he dwells on high. He has filled Zion with right ruling and righteousness, and he shall be the trustworthiness of your times, a wealth of deliverance, wisdom, and knowledge. The fear of YHVH, that is his treasure. See, their brave ones shall cry outside. The messengers of peace weep bitterly. The highway shall be deserted. The wayfaring man shall have ceased. He has broken the covenant. He has despised the cities. He respected no man. The earth shall mourn and languish. Lebanon shall be ashamed. Sharon shall be withered like a desert, and Bashan and Carmel be shaking. Now I rise up, declares YHVH. Now I am exalted. Now I am lifted up. You conceive chaff. You bring forth stubble. Your spirit devours you like fire. And peoples shall be like the burnings of lime, like thorns cut up, they're burned in the fire. You who are far off, hear what I shall do, and you who are near, know my might. Sinners in Zion shall be afraid, trembling shall grip the defiled ones. Who of us shall sojourn with the devouring fire? Who of us shall sojourn with everlasting burnings? He who walks righteously and speaks what is straight, he who rejects the gain of oppressions, who keeps his hands from accepting bribes, who stops his ears from hearing of bloodshed and shuts his eyes from seeing evil, he shall inhabit the heights. Strongholds of rocks be his refuge. His bread shall be given him, his water be steadfast. Your eyes shall see the sovereign in his comeliness, see a land that is far off. Your heart ponders fear. Where is the scribe? Where is he who weighs? Where is he who counts the towers? No longer shall you see a fierce people, a people of too deep a lip to hear, of a jabbering tongue no one understands. Seat Zion, the city of our appointed time. Your eyes shall see Jerusalem, an undisturbed home, a tent not taken down. Its stakes are never removed, nor any of its cords broken. But there, great is Yehovah for us, a place of broad rivers, streams, in which no boat with oars sails, nor big ships pass by. For Yehovah is our judge, Yehovah is our inscriber, Yehovah is our sovereign. He saves us. Your rope shall be slack, they do not strengthen their mast, they shall not spread the sail. Then the prey of great plunder shall be divided. The lame shall take the prey. Neither shall the inhabitants say, I am sick. The people who dwell in it is forgiven their crookedness. And chapter 34. Come near, you nations, to hear, and listen, you people. Let the earth hear, and all that is in it, the world and all its offspring. For the displeasure of Yehovah is against all the nations, and his wrath against all their divisions. He shall put them under the ban. He shall give them over to slaughter, and their slain be thrown out, and their stench rise from their corpses. And mountains shall be melted with their blood. And the host of the heavens shall rot away, and the heavens shall be rolled up like a scroll, and all their host fade like a leaf fading on the vine, and like the fading one of a fig tree. For my sword shall be drenched in the heavens. Look, it comes down on Edom, and on the people of my curse, for judgment. The sword of Yehovah shall be filled with blood. It shall be made overflowing with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For Yehovah has a slaughtering in Botzrah, and a great slaughter in the land of Edom. And wild oxen shall come down with them, and young bulls with bulls, and their land shall be drenched with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. For it is the day of the vengeance of Yehovah, the year of recompense for the cause of Sion. And its streams shall be turned into tar, and its dust into sulfur, and its land shall become burning tar that is not quenched night or day, its smoke going up forever. From generation to generation it lies waste, no one passes through it forever and ever, so that the pelican and the porcupine possess it, also the owl and the raven dwell in it. And he shall stretch out over it the line of formlessness and stones of emptiness. Its caves, with no one in them, is called a reign, but all its rulers have vanished. And thorns shall come up in its palaces, nettles and brambles in its strongholds, and it shall be a home for jackals, a courtyard for ostriches. And the wild beasts of the desert shall also meet with the jackals, and the shaggy goat call to its companion. The night creature shall also settle there, and shall find for herself a place of rest. The arrow snake shall nest there, and lay eggs, and hatch, and gather them under her shadow. There too the vultures shall gather, each with its mate. Search from the book of Yehovah and read. Not one of these shall be missing, not one shall be without a mate, for he has commanded my mouth, and his spirit shall gather them. And he shall cast the lot for them, and his hand shall divide it among them with a measuring line. They possess it forever. From generation to generation they dwell in it.